Hey Pisces, it's been a while. I missed you guys. How have you been? You know what's funny? As I was just starting this reading, it's been a beautiful, sunny, hot day in LA, and then now it's gloomy. This cloud just came over the sun, and now it's a little chilly out. Is this what's going on, Pisces? Is this what's going on with you? I was shuffling the deck, and the Fool fell out. My first thought was, ooh, new stuff for Pisces, and I was like, no, Pisces is feeling a little lost. Is this the case, Pisces? Let's get into this reading, huh? I got a little intro for you, and then we'll jump into your May Tarot scope. Alright, so my beautiful Pisces guys, look. Often the Fool is a positive card of taking leaps forward, of taking risks, of having following your faith, following your instinct, following your intuition. But right now I feel like this is like the worst aspect of the Fool. The part that is a little naive, and I'm not calling you naive, I'm calling the energy that is surrounding you, this feeling of almost as if, like, when I was meditating on your sign before I started this reading, I felt really strongly like Pisces was feeling themselves. Like, I'll be honest with you, you guys' season like fucked me up. I was like drowning in emotions. I was like crazy person. That's partly why I didn't get my readings done that month, right? Also because I got swamped with so many personal readings, I just like had a hard time keeping up. And I think you guys were kind of feeling like you were at least on the right path, right? Like you were figuring stuff out, you were working through things, you were feeling empowered, you were doing things differently. And now all of a sudden I feel like we're entering May, and there's this sense from you guys that's like, you're not feeling maybe as strong as you thought you would. You're still dealing with a lot of the same issues that you were dealing with then. And it's almost like an exhaustion here I'm feeling. Of like, I'm still trying to figure shit out. And my sense for you guys is that like you need to stop trying to figure everything the fuck out. So here's what we're going to do. First of all, you may have noticed I'm using a different deck and I'm doing a different layout this month. I'll put the description, the name of the decks I'm using in the description. And also my private reading links will be there. I've repriced everything, so they're a lot more affordable. There are more options. I've been getting great feedback on those, so check that out. What we're going to do here, especially since I didn't get to talk to you guys in April, is that we're going to start off by pulling 3 cards that kind of are going to summarize lessons, takeaways, what Pisces is coming into May with, the energies you're coming in with, and then we'll go ahead and jump into what's going on for you guys in the month of May. All right, so let's just go ahead and get started. All right, 2 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, and the Sun. Okay, so I mean, like, this is a little bit of what I'm talking about. So let's go one by one here. We're starting with the 2 of Swords. There's like this mental impasse, right? Where you're not really sure what you're doing. You're doing a lot of reflecting. You're doing a lot of introspective work. You're like meditating. You're going to therapy, right? Like the 2 of Swords is very inward, very reflective. But the other side of that is that there's usually not much action. This can be like the step right before action, or this could be kind of being stuck in place by like your thoughts. And you know, when I was preparing for this reading and I was writing down some notes about Pisces, the last thing I wrote is that Pisces, it's not your job to save anybody except yourself. 6 of Pentacles. Wanting to give everything to other people. Wanting to make sure that everyone around you is happy. Everyone around you is good. Your family's okay. Your friends are okay. But what the fuck about you? And we've talked about this before, Pisces. We've talked about giving more to other people than you gave yourself. And at that time, we were talking about forgiveness and like gentleness and the way you guys can be so compassionate with people, so easily sensitive with people, right? But now I think this is actually about giving away your energy. In a weird way, giving away your energy by stasis, by a sort of passiveness. You know, for me, even though, like I said, Pisces season kind of fucked me up, it was very healing. You know, going within, getting deep, sitting with my friends, having these intense conversations was a lot to handle, but then it also felt liberating, right? The sun. This is how I came out of your season feeling. Like the work that was done here was productive. And guys, this makes me happy to see that on some level, I think that a lot of you feel happier. You came into May like feeling good about the people in your life, right? It's like not everything is perfect, but I feel like there's almost in a lot of ways a newfound appreciation with the sun, a newfound sense of gratitude for like the state of your life. So this is a great foundation to start on, right? This is wanting, what this shows me here is like a real desire to be a person who gives, a real desire to be a person who is healed, who is whole. Not that like you're missing parts of yourself, right? But that you feel like we want that world feeling, right? The feeling of completion, the feeling of like everything is like on a good path. But then we go from there to the Fool. It's like we never make it to the world, right? We go from the sun back to the Fool. So how does that happen, guys? How do we end up like almost regressing emotionally? Let's see. Let's look into May now for you guys. Oh, I think you guys really are wanting that happy home with the Four of Wands. I think you're really wanting like that perfect family. I think you're really wanting like the perfect spouse, you know, the relationship that is emotionally satisfying and sexually satisfying, and somebody who can be a provider but who also like believes in equality in your relationship. Like I think you guys just want perfection. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think this is a case of being like overly idealistic. I think this is being like appropriately idealistic. I feel like these good feelings that you went through April with the sun kind of put you at a level where it's like you expect a certain standard. You expect people to treat you a certain way. You expect the people you date to be better. You expect your family to be better. You expect like your home to like upgrade to the next level. So these are like our expectations for Pisces, which is nice. It's very endearing. And I don't mean that in a condescending way. I mean like it's really beautiful. This is what I love about Pisces. Like the way your outlook on the world is so compassionate and so sensitive and so idealistic in like really beautiful ways. But I think you guys have been through a lot, right? Pisces has had the responsibility in a way of taking the zodiac, right? Moving the world from a time of darkness into a time of light, right? Isn't that kind of your burden, Pisces? Do you ever feel like you're that person who has to lighten people's spirits, who has to take care of other people, right? You have to carry this extra weight on you so that the whole world moves into Aries season, moves into a new cycle, right? And then those fuckers, Aries and Gemini, they're like, "Ooh, yeah, let's party, whatever, yeah, springtime, summertime, fuck yeah." And you're like, "Yo, bro, I just fucking busted my ass to get us through these dark times. Where you at now?" Right? So, Pisces, I think it's okay and important to expect a lot of the people in your life right now. And to not cow yourself, not shy away from those standards, right? Like this is what you're looking for. That Knight of Swords, like that person who just sweeps you off your feet. This can be an air sign, right? Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, who you, I think, might be crushing on or might be wanting to come into your life more, right? Just trying to move my microphone. It has to charge, so it's over here, so I hope you guys can hear me okay. But what I think you really want is the passion of the Knight of Swords. The gusto. The person who's gonna take charge in like a sexy way, right? Almost in a way, somebody who can clear up the fog for you a little bit, like we were just talking about. So some of y'all might have important Geminis in your life. I know the Pisces in my life have an important Gemini in their life, right, guys? Right? Right? But what I'm saying here is like somebody who can lift your spirits, somebody who is helping you to see the bright side of things, right? The person who's gonna compliment you, right? Who's gonna be rational when you are maybe a little too emotional, or who's gonna be, you know, who you can also make a little more sensitive maybe, right? Like, I feel like you're looking at this perfect, like, melding of energies. That person who likes excitement. That person who likes to have fun. But then is also, like, serious about their bag. Someone who's serious about, like, making that guap, right? Pisces likes money. All the water signs do. That's kind of always been interesting to me. Like, your dreams, guys. Look at this. Like to me right now, this is just Pisces wanting the dream world. Nine of Cups is like the fulfillment emotionally. I don't think you guys are feeling great, and I think it's a lot to do with being at the hands of other people, or like just not finding this other complementary. I think you guys are, to be frank, like you're feeling a lack of love, like romantic love, like really feeling it. Like if y'all are single, like you're tired of it. If you're all in a dissatisfying relationship, you're tired of it. You have these dreams. Sometimes the Four of Wands is a card of marriage. It's a card of festivities and joy and home and celebration. Even if it's not literally marriage that you're looking for, I think you are looking for that like emotional security, that peace of mind that says like you're taken care of. I think that's what Pisces wants, to be a little taken care of. But I feel like I want to say something here with the Fool and the Knight of Swords too. If this isn't just like a person coming into your life, I think this is a call to actually be a little more rational. You guys are not stupid, but you're like, I can never... That sounds awful, the way I said that. I truly apologize. You lead with your heart a lot, is what I'm trying to say. Which is the beautiful thing about your sign, right? But I think right now is putting you in a daze. Is putting you in a state of like, which way do I go now? And that's something that's happened to a lot of people right now. Astrologically, there's a lot of retrogrades happening. We have Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto in retrograde. We just came out of a Mercury retrograde. Started off the astrological year with a Mercury retrograde, where our thoughts and our communications were just so kind of scattered, so kind of all over the place a little bit. But I think you guys handled that energy well. But now that we're out of it, it's like, oof, now what? So, now what? King of Pentacles. So a couple of things. I was going to talk about earth signs, but what I think that you guys really need is a grounding influence in your life. I think what you really need is security. What you really want is somebody to take care of you, who makes you feel safe, who who makes you feel loved in the way that they provide for you, in the way that they like make sure you're okay. I think for a lot of you other Pisces, what this is saying is to start being the creator of these things in your own life. I think you do have to take charge a little bit. What I was saying about being rational, I think you do need to take charge a little bit of your mental and emotional state. And I'm not saying like you're not doing that, or like that means like going to like that you need to work on yourself. I think the opposite. I think with the Knight of Swords energy, you need to stop fucking working on yourself a little bit. Like just in an overthinking way. Just in a way where like you're not constantly trying to like dig deeper. Like I just had a conversation with a Pisces friend yesterday about therapy. And I was asking her, because she's been having like all these panic attacks, and I was like, hey, like, and I think she goes to therapy like twice a week. And I was like, hey, do you think that at any point you might be doing like too much therapy? Like that maybe there's a point where you just don't need to think about all these things, where you don't constantly need to be going like deep into like the hard emotional stuff, where you can just take a break. What I wrote in my notebook for Pisces is that you guys need to just be. Like, as much as your desire for growth and evolution and self-healing is admirable, at the same time, it also kind of indicates this really profound sense of not being okay. You know? So think about that, Pisces. What is not okay about you? What do you feel still needs healing? Are you not seeing yourself show up in the world in a real, constructive, positive way? Have you not been trying? Have you not been working? Have you not been putting yourself out there? Why do you still feel the need to fix yourself? The Knight of Swords says, just fucking go for it. Just start doing things. Live your life more externally. Plan things. Host things. Go on vacations. Right? Like real trips. The point is just to get a little bit out of your head. To like give yourself a pat on the back and say, yo, you good. You're better than a lot of other people are doing, right? Right? If you're at a place where like this is what you're focused on, think about the fact that like a lot of people aren't even here, right? A lot of people don't have this. They don't have this. They can't put their energy into this. It's like that thing Oprah said a long time ago about how like one of the best things about having money is that you're kind of free from mundane concerns. When you don't have to worry about how you're going to pay the bills, you can turn your attention to things like spirituality and wellness and higher learning and higher thinking, right? So do take the fact, even though I'm kind of like pushing you guys a little bit, do take the fact that you're in this place as a good sign. That you know what you want. That you have like grown some standards. Sure, you're feeling a little maybe like not sure, but you know, the fool doesn't stay a fool for long. Everyone is a fool at some point, and then like they just try and they keep doing. That's the part of the fool that's important right now, is like he just keeps going. Not all who wander are lost, right? I think you're wandering a little bit, but I don't think you're like lost, you know? I think you feel lost. Look at this. What did I just say? Now, 20 minutes into the reading, the sun is back out. We're seeing hope. We're seeing promise. We're seeing the bright side, Pisces. So let's do a couple of outcome cards. And then we'll go ahead and jump into these rune cards I've been using in my private readings. I want to work them into my general readings now, right? Hey, okay, so May, movement. Like, you guys are ready to take hold of your life. You're ready to make change. And this month it's happening. And you know how it's happening? You have the internal balance. The part of this card that's important is not just movement, but the things, the beasts in this deck, they're rams. In other decks, it's like a sphinx, but it's about balance. It's about control and stability. And Pisces, I think you need to balance out all that watery energy that you've been like dwelling in. Right? How do you do that? By doing. By getting out there. Not just like partying, but like, I mean, not partying, because I'm thinking water and I think of like, anyway. This month we have Mars in Aquarius. And what that's doing is bringing a lot of dynamic energy and the energy of like trying new things. The energy is of like putting yourself out there in a lot of different ways and kind of like seeing what sticks, if you will. Try radically different things. Like truly different things. I don't think that's what's going to move you forward, but I think that's what's going to help you find your balance, that in turn helps you move forward. When you have an impulse for something, like, do the opposite. Find your inner, like, meditation is really good for you guys right now, I think. The waxing crescent moon. So look, you guys are moving in a good direction. The moon promises growth. Right? The waxing moon promises growth. The chariot promises progress. But it's not going to be easy. What's asked here is that you have patience. That you seek control, but in a way that's patient, in a way where you're not putting unnecessary stress on yourself, where you're not putting unnecessary demands on yourself or unnecessary standards on yourself. Patience, dear Pisces. This is what I'm saying, like, it's okay right now to just be a little bit. Enjoy, like, the weather. Enjoy that it's nice out. Go out and do things, right? Just for fun. And last but not least, we have the Two of Pentacles. So are you guys finding your balance this month? You're balancing earthly stuff too. Like, put your money to use in a new way. Invest it differently. If you guys are financially secure, like, play around with stocks or investments. Right? Again, like what I was saying, use your money in a constructive way, like plan a trip. Plan maybe like to buy a house or get a pet or something like that, because you guys, that pushes you forward because you're in a stable material place where like you can do things, like I said before, that maybe other people can't do. And if you're a Pisces who's maybe like not doing like super well materially, I feel like that might be because of your emotional state. Like that you're not feeling good, so you're not doing that well. You're not fighting for yourself. You're not advocating for yourself. Advocating for yourself would mean like you go to your boss and ask for a raise and they don't give it to you, so you find a new job, right? Don't tell me you advocated for yourself if you just asked for a raise and they said no. The next step is like moving on. Moving the fuck on. I think Pisces, you gotta drop a lot of dead weight this month. I think there's a lot of dead weight in your life. Dead weight from relationships, dead weight from work situations, family work situations, relationships that are just not getting better. I just want one more card for you guys. Just one more. Hey, so I immediately feel like a lover boy or girl, whoever's watching this, whatever you're into, right? Romance. I think like you guys are gonna find that balance of sensuality and security. This could even specifically, King of Cups to me is often either a Pisces or a Cancer. So there's a possibility if any of these people are in your life that they could end up being a sense of security for you. If you don't have a water sign in your life, I do feel like someone coming in who's like ready to be this person and take care of you. Right? To take care of your heart. This could even be a friend who helps you heal, right? But I do feel more likely romance. I feel like from the beginning there's been a lot of emphasis here on you guys in like your romantic relationships. Who would have thought, Pisces? Right? Okay. So I'm glad I did that. I'm glad if some of y'all are crushing on a water sign type, then like I'm glad I just gave you a little bone there. But I do feel advancements in relationships. I do feel like a wholeness. Whether that comes from moving away from something that's not serving you or something developing greater that is like serving you, especially if it's with a water sign type or just someone who's very romantic, someone who's good with their money, right? All right, so let's pull a rune card to wrap up this reading. Again, the descriptions of the cards I'm using are in the description below, as well as private readings. Those have been a lot of fun. Check one out. I've been getting great feedback. Also, I love the comments. I love when you guys like and subscribe. It makes my whole entire life, so please do that as well. Okay, this is the rune Isa. It represents ice. What the fuck was I just saying to you guys, Pisces? Just be. Stop trying to make fetch happen. I mean, but seriously, like, relax. Isa is about things slowing down. It's about, like, things not really happening. In a good way, it could be, right? Sometimes this is, like, not nurturing a relationship that isn't working anymore, right? Isa cuts off connections. So some of you are going to need to separate yourself, like, psychically from some people in your life. I remember when I was a kid, there was, like, this, like, protection spell where you draw Isa over someone's name and it, like, and you put their name in a bag of ice in the freezer and it's supposed to, like, chill them the fuck out. To leave you alone. That's what I'm thinking of right now is, like the energetic cords that you have to people, like, chill that shit out. Let it die. Right? But also, Pisces, like, just kick back a little bit. Relax. Don't stress. Don't worry. Be happy. Right? Don't worry. Be happy. One more fucking time, Pisces. Don't worry. Be the fuck happy. Alright, guys. You know I love you with all of my heart. And I just want the best for you. And I think that, you know, this is all going to stable out. Stable out. The love that you're looking for is coming. You just have to see yourself as worthy of it. Right? Stop getting into relationships that repeat cycles of the stories you're telling yourself, right? Stop dating unavailable men to prove to yourself that you're not lovable. You know what I mean? Start feeling that you're fucking lovable, because you are. You're lovable as fuck. I love you guys so much. All right, Pisces. We're done here. It was a pleasure reading for you. I will talk to you again in June. All right? Have a great month. You take care. Bye-bye.